Reverend Kat Boyle. My pronouns are she, hers, and you are so very welcome to be here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto on this beautiful day. We gather our different paths entwined to deepen our spiritual lives, nourishing connection, learning from each other, caring for each other, tending to our world. We have an important announcement this morning from the board. So we have Kevin Crane. He will share some words with us.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm here on behalf of the Stewardship Committee. I just want to give you a quick update on the status of our pledge, our one-week pledge drive, essentially. So as of March 29th, we are pleased to report 109 pledges have so far pledged their contribution for next year. This includes an exciting number of first-timers. There's still around 40 households who have pledged in previous years have not reached out this year. We hope that everyone might make a pledge to our community. Including in the latest pledges, we have reached 77% of our goal for our budget goal. However, we need additional $122K to reach our goal 100% before we can make our budget. It's a big amount, but we have faith that together we can reach our goals. Budgeting for this year has been especially challenging. We've been renting out our back parking lot for the construction workers next door. Next year we're at $48K, and that will be cut in half by $24K this year, and then another $24K next year. And as always, inflation and so forth has been a challenging to our expenses. And this coming year is going to be big at UUCPA. There's a building renovation going on that will break ground this spring and should be completed by this time next year. In the middle of the renovation project, we'll be starting a relationship with our interim minister and searching for our new settlement minister. Changes don't get much bigger than this. As you probably guess, extra changes comes with extra costs. What doesn't change is our commitment to each other as a congregation. Please consider pledging. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Yes, your contributions help keep the lights on here and keep the the chalice burning, and keeping all of us learning. If you're here in person and you have questions about Unitarian Universalists or this congregation, you can visit our welcoming table. It's just outside with the blue tablecloth, and Karen from our membership team is there. You can also leave your contact information if you want to receive notifications about upcoming events, and if this is the week you want to join the congregation, you can do that there as well. And now, let us begin our service. If you have a chalice there with you at home, please let it along with me. Our opening words for this morning come from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring. I wish it need not happened in my lifetime, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But it is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. With our centering words each week, we draw upon the many sources from our living tradition. Today's words are from Albert Einstein. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The most important thing is not to stop questioning. As we follow the sound of the bell into silence, we allow ourselves to arrive here fully. Now, I'd like to invite all those who are young or young at heart to join me for our story up on our colorful quilt. Today's story is Jabari Jumps, and it is by Gaia Cole. After the story and the song, we do have some classes that are meeting today, and that is preschool, kindergarten, and first grade, and our coming of age class will be meeting after the song, after this story. So I'll give y'all a reminder. Of course, we always have fidget toys and coloring books for the kids in service, and they're also always invited to come to childcare. Now, let us read the story. So, have you ever had to do something that was really scary? Today is a story about a young boy who did something really scary. And let's see how it turns out for him. So this story is called Jabari Jumps. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, and so now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. Jabari watched the other kids climb up the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the edge of the board, as big as tiny bugs, and then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms, bent their knees, and sprang up. And then they dove down, down, down. Splash! It looked easy. But when his dad came to the board, when his dad looked at the board with him, his dad squeezed his hand, and Jabari squeezed it back. When he got to the bottom, he said, he just remembered something. Before I go up, I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. So he stretched. Stretching is very important, said his dad. After the stretching, Jabari looked up and said, I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping. They looked up at the diving board together. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder, and he looked up. Oh, you can go before me if you want, he told the other kids in front of them. And then Jabari took a deep breath, Can we go to the next slide? Sorry, you can go up if you want to. Next slide. He took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the end of his hair right down to the tip of his toes. His toes curled around the rough edges. Do you see it on the edge of the board? Oh my goodness. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. And then he took a deep breath, spread out his arms, and bent his knees. And then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Wow, look at him go. Down into the water. Down, down, down he went. Next slide. And then back up. Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I am a great jumper. And you know what? What, said his dad. Surprise double backflip is next. So in our lives, we have chances to always learn new things and always try new things. And sometimes it may seem very, very scary to use the things that we learned, but in the end, we can find out that we can soar and maybe do a double backflip too. Thank you for listening to my story today. We are going to sing now please join in singing number 360 in the gray hymnal. The words are on the order of service and on the online order of service. Please note, if you're following along in the hymnal, we have adapted some of the lines in the second verse. Thank you. Kindergartners, preschoolers, first graders, and coming-of-age participants to meet their teachers in the lobby to head to class. Let's take a few moments of silent prayer or meditation to hold all these joys, all these things that we have heard with compassion and care. Blessed be. Please join now in singing Be Our Religion. It's number 1058 in the teal hymnal, and the words will be on screen or in the order of service. I want to share with you a poem, an adaptation of a poem, an abridged poem of somebody that I have learned so much from. This poem is A Brave and Startling Truth by Maya Angelou. We, this people, on a small and lonely planet, traveling through casual space, past aloof stars, across indifferent suns, to a destination where all signs tell us it is possible and imperative that we learn a brave and startling truth. And when we come to it, to the day of peacemaking, when we release our fingers from the fist of hostility and allow the pure air to cool our palms. When we come to it, when the curtain falls on the minstrel show of hate and the faces suited with scorn are scrubbed clean, when battlefields and coliseums no longer rake our unique and particular children up with the bruised and bloody grass to lie in identical plots in foreign soil. When the storming of the churches and the screaming racket in the temples have ceased, when the pennants are waving gaily, when the banners of the world tremble stoutly in the good, clean breeze. When we come to it, when we let the rifles fall from our shoulders and the children dress their dolls in the flags of truce, when our landmines of deaths have been removed and the aged can walk into evenings of peace, when religious ritual is not perfumed by the incense of burning flesh, and childhood dreams are not kicked away by nightmares of abuse. When we come to it, there we will confess that it's not the pyramids with their stones set in mysterious perfection, nor the gardens of Babylon hanging as an eternal beauty in our collective memory, nor the Great Canyon kindled into delicious color by western sunsets. When we come to it, we, the people, on this minuscule, kintless globe who reach daily for bombs, for blades, for daggers, yet who petition in the dark for tokens of peace, we, this people, on this mote of matter, in whose mouths abide cankerous words which challenge our very existence, yet from those same mouths come songs of such exquisite sweetness that the heart falters in its labor, and the body is quieted into awe. We, this people, on this small drifting planet, whose hands can strike with such abandon that is, in a twinkling, life is sapped from the living. Yet these same hands can touch with such healing, such tenderness, that the haughty neck is happy to bow, and the proud back is glad to bend. Out of such chaos, out of such contradiction, we learn that we are neither devils nor divine. When we come to it, we, the people on this wayward floating body, created on this earth, of this earth, have the power to fashion for this earth a climate where every human can live freely, without sanctimonious piety, without crippling fear. When we come to it, we must confess that we are the possible. We are the miraculous. We are the true wonder of this world. That is when, and only when, we come to it. So, we are all travelers on this journey, on this minuscule earth together, companions in this life. Its highways and its byways, they're all so different for each of us, but they all lead to the same place in the end. Knowledge enriches our life, and wisdom is what we learned from that knowledge combined with our life experience. When you entered in today, the ushers gave you a sticker and a writing utensil. If you don't have a sticker or a writing utensil, you can raise your hand and our lovely ushers will come and bring you some. And so while we get our stickers and our pens shared out, I'm just going to invite you into a moment of meditation. I want you to take a deep breath and just think of your own journey in this life, your own quest for knowledge, for enlightenment, some say, for all of your time, whether many, many years or not so many. Center with me in this moment to go back in your mind and think of something that you learned that really transformed you, something that made you grow, branch out, and transform for the better. And then, I know I didn't give you all a lot of space, but on that little sticker, elucidate what that experience was. What is the piece of advice you wish people knew? Or you can draw your piece of advice if you'd like to offer that. As we know, as we sang earlier, we know that our religion is to be like sunshine, going everywhere. So with this activity, with this ritual, we'll be able to share those nuggets of wisdom with the entire congregation. So after you are done writing or drawing that piece of wisdom that you have learned from life, you can stick it on your body. And then during coffee hour, we'll have a chance to see all the different sparks of light that we have learned together and learned from each other. We'll have a chance to share our hearts and our minds with our companions on this journey of life. So, thank you for taking this moment in time to share your wisdom with all of us. Will you use our curious people? We are people who like to learn. And the best way to learn sometimes is to teach. When you are completed your sticker, you may stick it on your body. And now, I invite the choir up. Oh, no, I don't. Now, I invite us all just to take a deep breath. Exhale out. Let's stretch again. Get those Sunday sleepies out. Yeah, wave like the trees. Shake your branches to your neighbor, and then your neighbor that's on the other side. You do your neighbors in front, too, and your neighbors in back. This is our UU forest of knowledge here in this congregation. So, all right. Thank you.
Is this on? Yes, it is. So I just wanted to say a couple of words in context about the anthem that we're about to sing. So you may notice, if you're paying attention, that this anthem, which is Underdog, made famous by R&B and soul superstar Alicia Keys, is not in our usual wheelhouse. It's not what we typically sing. It was a special request by one of the worship associates to be used in a service today, which was a completely different topic. And so we worked really hard to prepare it. It was not a familiar style, I think, for most of the choir, but they worked really hard and they got it. And then we realized at a certain point late in the game that the service was totally different. But in a moment of synchronicity that sometimes happens in life, it actually is really tied to the actual sermon topic today, which is about lifelong learning. So this song is basically about the power of connecting, of listening to each other, the power that a conversation can have to transform us if we bother to look up from whatever we're doing from our phone or our busy life and pay attention just to these small, innocuous seeming conversations. So talk about lifelong learning.
think that's a good message. Rise up. Keep on doing what you love. Today I want to share with you what I love, and that's the heart of my ministry here at UUCPA. That's the importance of religious education to all of us, no matter what our age is. It's not a coincidence that we are all here today. It's not a coincidence that we are sitting here in a UU church rather than some other church. A major reason why we are here is because Unitarian Universalists are the ones who ask questions. Am I right? Yeah. I think being learners is a key part of our identity as Unitarian Universalists. Through the generations, we share our love of learning, our curiosity about the world, and our tendency, sometimes to people's chagrin, to ask many, many questions. Our understanding of the world, they grow through these questions, and we often don't answer our questions throughout the years, but find that our search for wisdom in this life arises to more questions. So we know this about us. We are a curious and question-asking people. We are a people of many, many books, and no matter what age we are, we love to learn. A couple of years ago, the people of the Adult Religious Education Committee changed the name of the committee to Adult Learning Journey to recognize the nature of learning. It's my pleasure to serve as the staff liaison for that committee. To expand upon our reasoning behind this name change, it was to modernize our committee's approach to religious education, to realize that religious education isn't just limited to a lecture-style class for adults, that adults, just like kids, learn in many different ways, whether that be in a classroom setting or in a hands-on interactive workshop outside, a nature walk, a group art project, a film discussion. Life itself offers us a buffet of ways to engage with what sustains us. And ALJ in our mission is working to reflect that in our offerings. So if this committee interests you or you have a class idea, something that you're passionate about, please reach out to me or any of our fabulous ALJ folks. Teaching is the best way to learn. So if you came to an ALJ class on the 4th Sunday in Fireside Room, sometimes the 5th Sunday, like this week, you could have a variety of experiences. We've had forums for city council members. We've had interviews with congregants who have worked on the federal level in this time of chaos, workshops on grief, lectures from public health superstars on the health experiences of LGBTQ+ folks and the overturning of Roe v. Wade, Enneagram, and even the secret of Trader Joe's, led by congregants and ministers and invited speakers. Our offerings are as varied as the congregants in this congregation ourselves, and they're all connected to the mission of this church. And this programming of ALJ, it's designed to be a well for you, to offer you different ways to refill your heart, your spirit, to be able to take a breath and face the times that we are living in. Chalices, they aren't just for fire. They are for the waters of the Spirit, for you to take a sip and drink in the vastness, the wonders of this momentary existence of being alive. So we talked about adults. Now let's talk about the children and the youth and their experience of religious education here. We know that we adults, we're pretty curious, but what about our kids? What about the youth? So, in our Sunday school, our religious education classes, sit still, be quiet, hey, listen. That's not what we do. Our classes are interactive. There's a lot going on. There's different activities to engage with learning in different ways. And there are also, you guessed it, so many questions. Giving kids chances to experience our values, to experience a supportive, safe environment, to ask as many questions as they want, gives kids the opportunity to make meaning and to understand our ever increasingly vast and complex interconnected world. So one example I want to give to you is last year we had our kids' town hall. And this is what we did for our spring project instead of Judean Village that year. Because we were in the face of the oncoming election. And so the CYRE committee felt that it was of crucial importance at this moment in time to teach kids really about the value of the democratic process and why democracy is such an important value for us UUs. So over the weeks, our children learned about democracy from folks involved in elections in our community. And we ended our class with a vote. The whole process had the kids engaged at every level, from deciding the candidates to vote counting. Our election was for our class party. What would this next be? And now, it was a tight election. It was neck and neck, but cupcakes and chocolate milk came out as the winners. And it seems very silly sometimes, voting on cupcakes and drinks, writing out votes with crayon, dropping them in cardboard decorated ballot boxes. But this experience is foundational for kids because it shows kids that democracy and this way of voting in the way that voting is a way for groups to make fair decisions and that their votes really do matter. So we know this. UU children, UU youth, and UU adults are curious learners. But what happens when we put our kids and our youth together to learn? Well, this past year, CYRE, Children, Youth, Religious Education, and Reverend Amy held parallel neighboring faiths class for both middle schoolers and adults. So our middle school class was led by Linda Hennigan, Jane Correa, and our pianist today, Sean. And they also, in this class, they studied several world religions, including Catholicism, Judaism, Hinduism, Sikhism. And while they were doing that, at the same time, Reverend Amy led the same program with adults in our congregation. And at the end of each religious unit, the adults and the youth went together on an in-person visit to nearby communities of each religion. There, they participated in both the worship experience and the life of the communities. They also had the opportunity to talk with clergy and lay people. And both our UU youth and our UU adults asked about equal amounts of questions to our host, who kindly answered them from the warmness of their hearts. Both kids and adults got to know their neighbors. Now, while both groups learned about the religion through aesthetics and worship styles, the kids' class, the youth class, it was more focused on the tactile experience of being in that time, in that space, in that community of religious worship. And the adults went deeper into more of the historical, the social aspects of each religion. The adults were more academic, while the youth were more focused on how does it feel to be here now, in this community, with these people. So as I was considering what to say this morning, I thought about how we live in a different world today since the November election. As Tolkien wrote, like Frodo, we don't wish to live in these times. But we, as Unitarian Universalists, have decided what to do with the time that is given to us. I'm so proud that our denomination and our congregation continues to proudly and lovingly support communities that now face even greater oppression, such as trans people. I really hope that many of you will attend today's seminar on how to better support trans rights and individuals here at UUCPA and in the larger world. Like in Judean Village, like in the time of Jesus, today it remains truly radical to love your neighbor. So, what am I asking of you today? Do I want you to attend every ALJ class? Please, that would be great. Do I want you to read more books? That would be great too. But most of all, I want you to continue doing what you're doing, to continue being a part of this congregation and our Unitarian Universalist movement. We are a learning and we are a growing community. We do that by teaching each other. By keeping our community strong, we provide a place for the next generation of question askers to feel safe and valued for their questions. In whatever way you support this community, you're helping this generation and the next generation to keep asking those curious, fierce, and kind questions. Your involvement in this community supports this community to keep us learning, to keep us growing, and to keep our Unitarian Universalist faith alive. May it be so. As part of the Free Church tradition, we accept no money from any governmental body, nor do we receive money from any ecclesiastical authority in order to remain free to govern ourselves. In addition to their annual pledges, each week members and friends may choose to give an additional contribution as a public witness that we are and shall remain a free faith. With our offering, we also assert that we are part of the interdependent web of existence. So once a month, your gift goes to a community organization that we have chosen as our justice partner. So today, everyone got that form with the QR code. So the seminar today comes from has a video from the Transforming Hearts Collective, from the organization's new Responding to the Anti-Trans Movement course. So in return for making this video available, the collective asked us to share any contribution of any amount. So with gratitude, UUCPA will donate this week's offering to the Transforming Hearts Collective. And in turn, the collective will give half of all the funds received to the Pink Haven Coalition, which works to support transgender people in crisis due to the current political and legal threats. Thank you for your support, And I really hope that many of you will join us in the class today. Thank you. Please now join us in singing number 1028 in the Teal hymnal, The Fire of Commitment. The words will be on screen and also in the order of service. Please rise. Whether online here or here in the main hall, please stay after the benediction for our conversation time. We begin with some greeting time, just a chance for y'all to talk together, maybe to talk with someone you haven't met before or haven't seen in a while. So if you are online, please unmute yourself, turn on your video, and touch hands to the Zoom wall virtually while we say our benediction together. If you're in the main hall, please reach out and hold hands if you and the person next to you are comfortable, or if you want to show that you are connected in spirit, you can cross your hands over your heart. Go out into the world in peace. Be of good courage.